This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Shaun Miller is the new national record holder in the women's 200 meters after winning the event at the Jamaican Invitational over the weekend. Miller posted a winning time of 22.14, eclipsing Debbie Ferguson McKenzie's old mark of 22.19, set back in 1999.
You know, we were just expecting her to go inside there, get a little blowout, but that time came as a little bit of surprise to me. But her coach, you know, I was talking with her coach, and her coach was pretty much telling me that she's really coming along pretty good, so it didn't catch him too much of a surprise.
Is she peaking at the right time with the World Championships coming right around the corner?
Well, with her being under coach Lance, you know, he is very experienced with the 200, so I'm sure that he knows exactly what he's doing, and she's not peaking too early. And from my conversation with him, it sounds as if like she's just right on track. The main thing is right now, which direction do you go from here, 2 or 4? Because, you know, I know the 4 is a love.
How about the 2 of them?
That could work too. So, you know, it's all up to the coach's staff down there.
The top end speed that she displayed was tremendous. It was awesome. And, you know, it's just her performance just left one, you know, in awe. And the thing about Shaun now, looking at her performance from the World Relays and seeing how well she is running this early, it's very frightening to what's going to happen later down. And she could very well go under 22 seconds.
She beat some really, really good athletes this past weekend. And like I'm saying, you know, the World Championship is 3 months away, and I'm hoping that she'll still be able to maintain that type of shape to be able to get on the podium.
When you look at the World Championship in August, you know, she have enough time. When you look at the window span now in terms of going into the World Championship in August, I'm looking for her to be the world champion.
The second edition of the IAAF World Relays was dubbed another smashing success, but some of the lineups used by Team Bahamas is not sitting too well with one of our Golden Girls. We get that story tonight from Charles Fisher.
Golden Girl Pauline Davis-Thompson not mincing words at all, a bit ticked off.
What transpired this past weekend with our elite athletes choosing to run certain events really got under my skin.
The relays was used as a qualifier for the Rio 2016 Olympics and the World Championships later on this year in China for the 4x1 and 4x4 events. But it is understood that especially for the ladies, their concentration was more on the 4x2, not an Olympic or World Championship event.
I felt it would have been a lot easier to get it done here in the Bahamas. You just had to get into the top 8. Now we're going to be battling trying to make the top 16. You know, there's some teams that will knock you off at the last minute and you won't make the top 16. And so for me, I believe never put off for tomorrow what you can accomplish today. And I just want to say to those elite athletes out there, you must always remember that your country come first. You know, I know you have your personal coaches telling you to do this and telling you to do that, but you are grown. You can make a decision. You pay your coach to coach you. You don't pay your coach to tell you not to come home and to compete for your country or not to do certain things for your country. And that, to me, is dead wrong. And this is very, very upsetting for me, especially those that are getting the people's money. The athletes that are collecting the government subvention, you are here to represent your country and to do it to the best of your ability.
And she was silent on the matter for quite some time, and a reason why.
I didn't say anything because the international press was around here and I didn't want it to be all over the world. But I want to go on record. I want to steer clear to our fellow elite athletes. Just remember that you come from this country. Let's remember that at the end of the day, you have to come back to this country. This is your home. This is your piece of the rock. And you must always, at all times, do what you have to do for your country. And don't let anybody else tell you what to do when it comes to your country. I never allow my coach to tell me what I had to do for my country. I paid my coach to coach me, and that was his job, was to coach me. Not to tell me not to come home and compete for my country, or I come home, but to say to me, well, I don't want you to run the 4x1, let's run the 4x2.
The Bahamas government have already put in place plans to implement a new subvention program by the end of this year, where athletes will have to compete in certain events and make other appearances on behalf of the Bahamas. Until then, I'm Charles Fisher for ZNS Total Sports.
Thanks a lot, Charles. Well, the Bahamas Basketball Federation has big plans on the drawing board for 2016. In partnership with the Atlantis Resort, the B.B.F. is presently in talks to hold the Caribbean Basketball Confederation Congress right here on our shores.
Every year, the Caribbean and the FIBA Americas meet in conclave to plan the way forward for basketball in the region. That's a stepping stone, and it presents an avenue for us to negotiate one of the major international events, the World Basketball, which is equivalent to what we had here, the IAAF series. We want basketball to have that same kind of impact in the country, and so we are going to put another bid, and again, thanks to Atlantis and Ed Fields, we're going to put a bid to produce an event similar to what we saw here this weekend in terms of the teams coming in from all around the world.
The Montana State Bobcats women's basketball team is currently in town for some exhibition games at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Play got underway last night, and N.B.A. Hall of Famer John Stockton was in the stands watching his daughter Lindsay play. We were able to catch up with the all-time leader in steals and assists as he spoke about last night's game, the Bahamas, and of course, the N.B.A.
We're watching two teams get after it, and they're playing pretty well considering the time of year and everything.
What's your impression of the Bahamian talent which you saw so far?
I like the talent. They play very hard. They play very fast. Very athletic girls out there.
You enjoying the Bahamas?
Very much. Although I just got here today. Just got to wander around in the nice weather. Had a few squalls in there. Changed things up a little bit, but we had fun so far.
Who do you think is going to win the N.B.A. final?
It depends on the day. You know, the Clippers look great right now, but that can all change tomorrow. I mean, who knows? Memphis is looking good. Golden State's, you know, it's from the East. It could be Chicago, Cleveland. I mean, I think it's anybody's ball game.
The big center from LA Clippers following him. You think that's basketball?
It's basketball. You have to make free throws. I mean, it's probably they'll try to change the rules so that it, you know, it helps guys that can't shoot free throws. I think you need to learn to shoot free throws. Simple. And, you know, you take advantage wherever you can. Don't change the rules.
Would we ever see you coaching on the sideline?
Not anytime in the near future. I'm coaching my 8th grade son right now, so I'm busy enough.
Let you guys go into the media. Will you go into the media like us?
Again, it's all time. It's time away from the family, and you know that some of those things look fun, but then it's time away from the family that you can't get back. So I think I'm happy where I'm at right now.
The Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation held a judging symposium over the weekend at the Melia Nassau Beach Resort, and the participants gained a great deal of knowledge.
This year, so I'm learning a lot of new things in terms of how for men's fitness, men's physique, how the judging will go. Bodybuilding, there's like a couple different new poses for women's figure and fitness and bikini. They also have new moves, so it's informative. You need to have it because if you don't take this course, you can't judge the shows this year.
Some of the stuff I've already known, but it's very good that they're having it because it really wraps up everything in a nutshell in all the categories. Like it goes in depth, like what to look for with these athletes, and it helps me to pick out like who really should win from a different perspective.
The key thing is to know where it stands from an official standpoint. The technical part of it, as well as the administration part of it, how it's actually judged, and then the criteria part of it as it pertains to the policy of it, not perception. And that's the important thing, because now if you have all aspects of it, now you have the athletic aspect, you have the coaching aspect, now you have the judging aspect. That's the total package.
We're just learning like the different like poses, turns to like, you know, judge the contestants. So, you know, they have perfect bodies, but to see what's really like outstanding, to like separate them so the best person wins.
My husband has been in the bodybuilding sport for a while, and I can better understand some of the things that he comes home and tells me after he goes to the gym. When Lisa, I worked on this, or I worked on that, I could better understand him, and I could probably help him to know what kind of things he should work on to look better on stage.
It takes time and dedication and love of the sport. That's what it's going to take. And from what I've seen so far, a lot of them, most of them do have that. They've shown me that they have the love of sports, which means that I think we have some pretty good judges to come out of this.
Bahamas Bowling Federation's National Championships will get underway next week Monday at Mario's. Yule, Hoyte and Driscoll Roll will both be a part of the field.
The competition for the past, I say 5 years, is pretty much the same. You know, you've got Leonardo Davis, David Slaughter, Sonnet Lockhart, the Pipe brothers, Mario Brown, Balcondo Hepburn is now, you know, showing his head a bit. So the competition should be stiff. But in bowling in the Bahamas, if you can make the top 10, you're pretty much there. Anybody can take it from there.
I'm focused on my game, and once I'm focused on me, then I should be all right.
On to some baseball news now. Anthony Seymour is currently in the minor league system for the Miami Marlins, and his dad, William, is really impressed with his son's progress so far.
He's every day getting stronger, hitting from the left side of the plate. Last week he hit a in the park home run from the left side of the plate, while the general manager and the vice president of the Miami Marlins were in the stands. They praised him. They like him for his speed, and he's not a home run hitter, but he hits the ball constantly.
The Mangrove Key Class C Regatta will take place during the Whit Monday holiday weekend. The trash talking has already begun, with the owner of the ASU Draw WG Thunderbird, the Reverend Dr. Philip McPhee, responding to remarks made by a couple of his competitors last week.
They will get their stuff. They come in for something and they can get some. Especially Kevin. I heard Morris and Kevin talk about a whole lot of stuff and did not even mention the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird has made Kevin miss the presentation of regattas. I beat him so bad he went down the road and never came back. This time he can leave Andres before presentation. I want him to know I got something for him. He said he got a longer mass, he got bigger sails. Well, time is only a few more sundowns, and after that we'll all know what time it is. Bring Stefan. I know he's considered the best skipper in the C class at this time on VDK and Revelation, but I'm saying to him, this time belongs to WG, and I'm saying to you, WG will reign supreme in Mangrove Key.
Rev always talking. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.